Happy Monday, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Um, Tonight, I'm going to discuss a community question that's been floating around out there. And the community question basically comes from Jason over at the Blue Ox Model Shop. And I believe, and I could be wrong, is that a good friend of his, I don't know the gentleman at all, but I believe his name is Tim Ryan. And I know him and Jason are really close and they talk a lot. And so I don't know exactly how it went down, but the community question is do you feel yourself plateauing, and are you okay with that, basically? Um, so for me personally, um, I don't care what other people are doing per se. Um, all I look for when I see what other people are doing is if I can learn new things. For me, plateauing is just not an option. It's just not. It's just with my background of um, the racing side, and you're competitive and you're always chasing down the clock per se on a race car. You're always looking for new ideas, new ways to do things, and that is something that intrigues the heck out of me. I love doing the problem solving. I love doing research and development, and that has been in my profession with engineering and research development and building prototype stuff currently, and then the machining background and the fabrication background on race car stuff. So that is something that I find enjoyment in. So I try to make the next one better than the last. That's just me, though. Is that what model building is all about? Absolutely not. But it's what brings me joy, and that's what this is about, is that you bring whatever to the table that you really want to work on and what brings you enjoyment. So when you are like that, it can be very bad as well, because you can put yourself down many, many rabbit holes, and it creates the possibilities. The risk of not finishing those kits is a lot higher than when you jump down so many rabbit holes. So it's something that you really have to balance out. And sometimes you don't need to build them all as show winners. You have to find balance in your builds, that this is what the build is intended for, and that's just it. And there's nothing wrong with just building a kit box stock. There's nothing wrong with if you're just like doing the 3D printed kits and you like buying them that way, then that's fine. If you're like me, where you want to make a lot of the parts and you do mixture of media, basically, where you've got some metal in there, you've got different plastics and styrene and whatever floats your boat. So for me personally, when I do that, I don't throw away the old techniques at all. Those go back in the memory bank, or I use them for certain scenarios. And I'll just use this example because this is something that absolutely drives me nuts, seeing people argue and complain about spray cans versus airbrushes and all that crap. That stuff is just minuscule crap that is on the internet, if you ask me. I'm just going to be honest about it. I don't care how people paint their stuff. I still use spray cans. I still use my airbrush. I'm not going to say that spray cans are dead to me because I've moved on to an airbrush. That's not how this is going to work. Do I prefer to use my airbrush more than the spray cans on my models? Absolutely. Is that the only way to paint a model? Absolutely not. You can do whatever. Now, right now I'm shooting, all my primers are coming out of spray cans. I've gotten a couple primers that I've tried out that were in bottles, and I've used them, but I still tend to prefer my primers to come out of the spray can. I just do. Now, We do have some Tamiya spray paint here. So my son that's getting in the model building, he's using the Tamiya spray cans. Now that's a really good product. That paint goes down really, really nice. And there's no complaints for it at all. Love it. So you can do whatever you want. As far as another part of this question of plateauing that I want to address, just me. And that I think everybody is guilty of. And what I mean by that is the genre of your builds. I guarantee you that, like myself, a lot of people get stuck. Stuck is not a good word. They get into a plateau of a certain type of builds that they enjoy. And for me, that's going to be drag racing and circle track stuff, even though I haven't built any circle track stuff since starting the channel, because it's all been drag race basic related things. Those two things, race cars in itself, that's my thing. So I love that. You're probably not going to see a lot of like factory stock looking builds that are going to come off this channel. You may see some box stock builds, meaning the kit could be just a box stock, and I can show you one right here. This one here, I'm going to do that box stock. But the only thing that I'm going to add to this kit will be spark plug wires. Because some of these kits that are like this, I bought them for that whole theme and that whole aura of what I want sitting on my shelf. So this Comet will be that way. So I'll just add spark plug wires. I did that with the Golden Commando too. The Golden Commando was all the parts in the kit, minus I added a 3D printed rear wheel with the stock tire that just made the steel wheel deeper on the outside, and then spark plug wires. But all the other tires and everything else, that was all the kit. So can we plateau in a couple different ways? Absolutely. So it's all in how you look at plateauing. To me, I would say that I plateau in my certain genres that I favor. Am I scared to do an airplane? Yeah, I'm a little scared to do an airplane, but is that going to hold me back from trying an airplane? Absolutely not. I'm going to try an airplane. I do have some airplane kits that I really want to build someday on this channel, and then hang them from the ceiling with some fishing wire or something. And that's going to be really, really cool. There's some more military stuff that I want to do. This past year in November, I did the turkey shoot, and I did a Tamiya half-track military vehicle. And so I had a lot of fun with that. I used all the parts from the kit only. I did some weathering for the first time. Used military colors for the first time. I just did the camo stuff freehand with an airbrush. Just try different techniques on there, and it was extremely fun. It was definitely a learning experience, and that's what this is all about. To me, it's a hobby. It's supposed to bring you joy, and the other part of the hobby that brings me joy is when I get to meet other modelers, see their builds, let them explain their builds, and then ask them questions. I love seeing the passion and the joy in other people's eyes or in their voice when they talk about their builds. Even if it's something that went wrong, you see the passion that they're describing where it went wrong and they kind of had to fight it. To me, I love that, because then you know what type of character you're dealing with, whether or not they didn't let it beat them, and you can kind of tell when they're kind of like jazzed up, and it's like, okay, that kid kind of did this to me, and now I'm gonna get another one, and I'm gonna do that again, and I'm gonna try this time. And I mean, to me, that is just so cool. So going to the shows, talking about more models, talking about more techniques, that's what really makes this fun. So I think I've answered the question in a roundabout way. I'm fine with however people want to do their models. That to me is totally cool, and I appreciate everybody's builds, whether they put them on the table or they got them on their shelves. I love them all. So, but as far as myself, I try to make the next one better, or I try to do different techniques. I try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, and we go from there. So, and some of my close friends will tell you, especially Bruce and Don and them, this guy here fought the hell out of me. It's basically in its final stages, but me and the color red do not like each other. I can tell you that. And that is the second body, and that has went through numerous block sandings and all that stuff, because I just had lots of struggles, and it had nothing to do with products. It was all user error or my own stupidity. But you adapt, you overcome, and you move forward. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be very excited to have that one in the case, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to do it for me. Thanks to everybody that's watching, and thanks to all the ones that answered my community question. I really, really appreciate that. I just seen right now, as I'm looking at the computer monitor here, it looks like Billy Strange has just answered mine and Jason's community question as well. So I'm going to definitely get off here and see what Billy had to say. Remember, everybody, I just had to subscribe to Billy. It sounded like he kind of started over. So go over there and subscribe to Billy Strange Model. Is it Model Works? Let's see here. Let me get this right, because I don't want to steer people in the wrong direction here. Yeah, Billy Strange Auto Models. Go over there, subscribe to Billy. I don't know the whole story of what happened, but he's only got like 200 subscribers now. So if he just plain started a model channel now, and his other one was kind of his sim racing deal, so he may be separating the two. I'm not sure, but go over there and check out Billy, and you'll see that he's got a bunch of model videos in there. So I'm out of here. I'm gonna watch Billy's video, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye bye.